Hey traders, Akil Stokes here, and welcome to this week's Live Room Weekend Review. If you're one of the many followers that have been with me for a while now, you probably scratch your head and asking yourself, what are you doing, Akil? Why is this thing coming out on Tuesday? Usually you do the review at the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, somewhere along that time. Well, it's actually because I'm heading out of town this week. I'm going to be down in Dallas, Texas for the rest of the week, actually. And seeing how this video is usually a recap and a review of what goes on in the syndicate, what goes on in the live room, I felt obligated to give you guys something before I head out. So what I decided to do today, and I did this a few times before in the past, and you guys seem to like it pretty much, is I recorded today's live room session, all 3 hours of it. I went back in, I edited it, I tried to pick out what I felt were the most educational parts of today's session, and well, put that together to show to you guys. So it's a little different, but I think you'll actually like it, and it's cool to see see these things live, and well, how we do our analysis while the market is actually moving, instead of just showing you guys the aftermath of what goes on in the live room. So hope you guys enjoy that. And real quick, before I forget, if you're a syndicate member, and this is strictly because I'm lazy, I don't feel like recording two separate videos. If you're a syndicate member, at the end of the video, after the little thing comes on that says "see you next week" or "goodbye," whatever I decide to put up there, keep the video playing. I'm actually going to throw on a bonus training video for you, and it's another recorded part from today's live room where we did some structure-based training and some harmonic movement-based training on dollar Swiss. And I think it'd be good for you guys to see, and maybe help take you to the next level for you guys that are looking to do a little bit more than just advanced patterns. So just make sure you keep the video on, watch that, and let me know what you think. But other than that, without further ado, here goes this week's video. But here's what we can look at: New Zealand dollar. First of all, it looks like we put in a bat pattern already down here. And looks like that's actually going to be, yep, a bat pattern. So we put in a bat pattern already. We had an X to A to B, just nipped that 618. And again, you want to check your data. Even if not, it's a Gartley pattern regardless. We had advanced pattern down here. This D leg of this smaller advanced pattern, which would be on the 5-minute chart, is now the C leg of a potential bigger pattern. If we look at this being our new anchor leg, you can see that we don't hit the 618, so we know it's a 50% retracement. We know it's going to be a bat pattern, or if this pattern completes, it would be a bat pattern. So we've had an X to A to B, B to C, bat pattern down here, which ended up completing at the C leg of a bigger potential bat pattern, similar to what we looked at on Aussie dollar a few minutes ago. If this completes up here, let's go ahead and make this different color. Here we go. If this bat pattern completes, that could end up being an aggressive C for a bigger bat pattern. Let's go back out to the 60, I think it was, and look at this anchor leg right here, looking at X to A, and actually that's going to end up being a Gartley pattern. So if this completes, that could end up being the C leg of a deeper Gartley pattern. We're not going to get any ABCD pattern confluence, but we should get a 127. That lines up right with that 786. Let's just measure it out just in case. Boom. You see we get a 127 right there. Let's make this a different color as well. So we've got a smaller bat in blue that you probably can't see anymore, but a smaller bat pattern here in blue. That can be the aggressive C to a big bat pattern here in orange. That could end up being the aggressive C to a bigger Gartley pattern here in purple, which will complete what, right around here, which can end up being, we just talked about this on the 240, which can end up being the bounce off a structure. You can see 1, 2, Little minor area structure. This could end up being the bounce off this minor level of structure right here. That takes us into the potential bigger Gartley that we looked at on the 240. If I can remember where this completes at, looking at 80 40s basically. Boom. B to C, C to D right here. Let's just see if we do come down here, what would an inversion give us? Right at a 1414 inversion, and we should get a 127 in that same area. What you want to do with Euro is probably predict where the market may go next, and we're still holding. This is the powerful level we talked about. We're still holding this level. Until we break that, I'm not really, and really until we break it on a higher time frame, I'm not really, still not really sold on which way Euro wants to go. Here's what may be interesting. We may get an ABCD pattern right at that level. Not quite. Yeah, basically right at that level. Let's bring in a fib as well. Let's bring in a extension. Let's go swing low to swing high. Try it again. Swing low to swing high. We're going to get a 127 right up there. So we have an even handle. We got 3,200. We're a little past the 3,204. But we're going to get an ABCD pattern. We're going to get a 127 extension. We'll probably get a 1414 inversion if you take this inside move right there. And obviously we have structure. So what I would do, Euro dollar traders, and the news coming out may ruin all this, but I'd eye up this level, 3,204, on the 15, which would be your higher time frame. I would go down a time frame, either the 5-minute or if you have your range bar charts working. I'd refine that little circle bubble, and I'd look for an entry reason up here. I would say if we can get a double top or something like that, this is a very low risk shorting opportunity. We already know where stops have to be. Stops just need to be above 3206. That's our spike high, 3206. So we can literally have stops. Probably you want to give some leeway for a false breakout or a false little wick, but you can probably have about 10 pip stops. You can probably have stops about 3216. Feel safe. And if that stops, if stops are going to be up here at 3216, 3217, let's say that. Our entry, say, is right here. We're looking at a potential risk of this. For a potential gain, playing this as an ABCD pattern, Fibonacci retracement from our A leg to our D leg. If you're looking for a 3D2, that gives us a potential reward of about this. Let's make this my favorite color, money green. And you can see almost a 2-to-1 risk reward. So I spoke earlier about how you don't want to, if you trade every ABCD pattern, you'll probably lose money. Well, here's an example of how you can, again, going back to that combined technical score, how you can still trade ABCD patterns, but try to find the ones that are the best. Maybe I only trade ABCDs that complete at structure. Only ABCDs that complete at fibs. Only ABCDs that complete at structure and fibs. Pound yen were filled. Filled and almost stopped out. Pound yen. Put this was a bat pattern on earlier on here on pound yen. Let's get some targets on here. What do we 5-minute charts? Let's look at 5306 for target 1 here. 5306 for target 1, and let me bring in a DSR level to see where this structure zone comes in at. I'm actually surprised I didn't get stopped out pound yen with that spread. Usually I get nipped on that spread. Pound yen, let's bring a 127 inversion in, swing low to swing high, and back. Yep, I'm gonna shoot for actually a retest of this DSR level up here, right below this 127 inversion. On 127 inversions at 53.53 or 153.53. I'm going to go a little lower than that, right below this DSR level, looking at 153.46 for my second targets on pound yen. So taking a little more extended targets and basically playing a retest of this structure. You can see we've recently been trending up. If you go out to the higher time frame, this may be one you want to trail. Because I believe we've just broken that structure level and are fighting towards something else. Or right at that structure level. But I'm going to go for a retest of this structure. We did double bottom, so right down here. So if the market retests again, you can look for an entry right down here at the 31.19s, or if we push up, could be a 26.18 opportunity here on euro yen. Long at 31.26 euro yen. Gonna put stops below this DSR level. So getting 2 ATRs below this, looking at 31. It's gonna be 31.04. Actually, a little ABCD action down here too. All right, yeah. Didn't even notice that. So we got an ABCD pattern there as well. I'm going to take a Fibonacci retracement from my A leg up here to my B leg, or my D leg. I'm going to look for target 1. Got to get at least a 1-to-1, so let's see where that's going to put me at. And I may only go 1 ATR. We'll see where it gets me. Let's see, 1 ATR is going to put me at, what, 09? Still can't get a 1-to-1 to that. Yeah, so not going to be able to get a 1-to-1 to 3. Not going to be able to get a 1-to-1 to 3D2. I'm going to go right this structure level right in here, about 31. 31.44 for my target ones. One below. I'm going to have to shorten my stop a little bit. So basically do a 1 ATR stop. So 31.07s are my stops. My target 1 is going to be 31.44. Target 2 is going to be a retest of this DSR level. So looking at 31.68. Hey trader, just wanted to come back and give a little recap from how today went. Still Monday, later in the day, just to show you that target 1 just got hit on pound yen and actually got stopped out for break even on trail stops. And then our euro yen looks like it's going to suffer the same fate, but again, we did get a target 1 hit, and we'll see. There's still a few pips to go before getting stopped out for break even. But just to prove that even on these slow days, you can still be profitable in the markets. Just got to pick and choose your opportunities wisely. And there's not going to be as many of them, but if you can get 1 or 2 a day and make some good pip totals off of them, well, you can still have a very successful summer. So take care, traders. I will see you next week. And as always, plan your trade, trade your plan. Take care.